How's it going, guys? TFF back here with another video. Today I'm going to be going over the UFC Fight Night card that's happening on October the 2nd at 7 p.m. The main card kicks off. I'm going to be going through the main card predictions and then one fight in the preliminary card that I would look out for. Starting off with the main card, it is Alexander Hernandez versus Mike Breeden. I like Alexander Hernandez. One of the most memorable fights of his was at, I think it was UFC 25th anniversary against Donald Cowboy Cerrone, where he got armbarred. But I think that Alexander Hernandez is still young enough that he can still prove himself in the stacked lightweight division. When he initially came onto the scene, he was really high potential, and he looked like he was going to be a world beater. That did slow down, though, and he hasn't looked great as of late, but I still think he's going to pull off the win. The next fight on the card is Aspen Ladd versus Macy Chiasson. This fight actually got cancelled because of an issue with the weight, so I will be skipping that one. The next fight on the card is Misha Serkinov versus Krzysztof Jotko. I'm unsure if I pronounced that correctly, but I really like Misha Serkinov in this fight. He has a wide array of skills. I think that he's the more proven fighter, and I think that he'll be able to pull off a win. I'm not sure whether he's the favorite or not. However, I do feel as though that he has the better skills coming into the fight, and I do think that's going to carry through. Welterweight, here's a really closely contested fight. It's going to be between Nico Price and Alex Oliveira. Alex Oliveira, known for his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's known as a submission specialist, and that's kind of what I expect him to do. Nico Price has more of an all-around game. But in these types of matchups, I really favor the fighter that has an elite skill set in one aspect of mixed martial arts, and in this sense, that would be Charles Oliveira with his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, known as a submission threat, and I don't see that changing. I see a nice submission win for Cowboy Oliveira in this fight. In the co-main event of the fight night, we got Kevin Holland making another return versus Kyle Dukakis. I'm not really sure what to say about Kevin Holland. He came out like a fire, raging through people, knocking them out. But as of late, he got really exposed in his fights. So I'm really looking to see if he can get a bounce back. His wrestling was something that he really needed to work on. I'm not sure if that's something he did. I know he was training with Daniel Cormier at AKA, but I'm not sure how long that lasted. I'm really interested to see how Kevin Holland does in this fight. Kyle is also a very good fighter. He has a 10-2 record, which is quite admirable, actually, in his UFC run so far. But I do like Kevin Holland to bounce back. It seems like something he would do. He's really resilient in his fighting, and he's really resilient as a person. That means, in my opinion, I think he's going to get a nice bounce back win against a tough opponent. The main event, very, very interesting one. Thiago SANTOS versus Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker initially came out of the UFC in his first few fights looking a little bit like a clown, in the sense that he would do crazy stuff during fights, clown around in the octagon. But of lately, he's really trying to take his game to the next level, becoming much more serious. And I find that quite interesting. I'm not sure how much that'll work out for him, especially when he's facing such a great opponent in Thiago Santos. I personally think that he might have had a chance of winning that John Jones fight if it wasn't for his injured knee. Of course, that took him out for a long time, and when he returned, he didn't look like the same fighter as he once was. However, I think that this is a great chance to bounce back. It's a Brazilian versus Brazilian main event. It's going to be fireworks all around, and I can see both of them trading heavy shots. I am going to take Thiago Santos to win it, though. I think that he's shown in the past that his skill set is more broad. I think Johnny Walker can still be a little bit wild at times, and I do think that Thiago Santos has the ability to keep calm and really deliver the strikes. Santos is getting a little bit older, though, so a loss here for Santos might be pretty detrimental to his title aspirations in a light heavyweight division that isn't the most stacked as of right now. Talking about a fight on the preliminary card that I really got my eye on, it would be Antonina Shevchenko versus Casey O'Neill. Shevchenko, obviously the sister of Valentina Shevchenko, one of the best fighters in the UFC today. She was fighting against Casey O'Neill, who was 7-0 at the time. It'll be really interesting to see how Casey O'Neill really fares in this matchup. Although undefeated, she's coming up probably against the stiffest test of her early career. I think Antonina is a little bit underrated because she's always compared to her sister, and that's a tough comparison to make considering she might be the greatest woman fighter of all time. I think Antonina has a wide variety of skill sets, but focusing on that Muay Thai, I think that she's going to kind of try and pick apart Casey from the outside and then trying to see what the reaction would be. I personally see this as a quite entertaining fight. It's probably going to go to the judges' scorecards, and I see Antonia Shevchenko winning the fight via decision in a high-paced, high-action fight. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the fights. TFF out. Like and subscribe.